What up, players? It's the morning after with Nick and Big J. Welcome to Tuesday. Welcome to the 18th day of March 2025. My name is Nick. I present to you Big J.
Yeah, it's me, man.
Hey, Big J, how was your St. Patrick's Day, dude?
It was nice.
Yeah? You do anything of note?
Oh, man, yeah. You bet, dude.
What's that?
Had some corned beef and cabbage. No, I didn't.
Nice.
I had leftover Chinese food.
Oh, all right.
And it was a regular evening at the household.
There was no celebratory beverages. There was no...
Super lame, man.
I don't know, man. I mean, I think, we've talked about it. Like, St. Patrick's Day is essentially a drinking holiday, right?
Yeah.
And you had kind of said, I'm not going to go to Killswitch Engage. It's just not... Monday is just a little bit too tough for us, and I understand.
I'm a big pansy ass.
And so you decided to have a low-key night. And that if you're not out and about and you're not in your 20s and now drinking green beer, I can understand why St. Patrick's Day would just be a day of rest and leisure for one Big J. And so I hope you don't take it too hard. Although, again, there was... if there was a list of people that leaned into St. Patrick's Day back in the day, you would make that list for me for sure. So It is fairly... different than
Life
young
changes,
Big J,
man. You grow up, you can become more mature. Honestly, I can't tell you the last time I had an adult beverage. I think it was January, and I was in Atlanta for the Alzheimer's Association Leadership Summit.
And you're like, if I'm going to go to this actual lecture, I'm going to be hammered.
Yeah, no, I mean, I had 2 old fashions the entire weekend. So, I mean, I rarely, if ever, drink.
That's
anymore.
That's the last drink you had?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me try to think of the last beverage I had.
5 minutes before you walked in here.
Yeah. Listen,
Probably.
I am S-faced. No, well, yeah, I guess it was the weekend before last when I went over to my friend's house. That would be the last time that I had an adult beverage. So I got you beat, pal. How does it feel?
Feels fine. I feel very sober.
Good for you, man. So yeah, the antithesis of St. Patrick's Day, really, when you're thinking about it.
I know.
But it sounds like you feel guilty about it. I don't want to bring that into the...
Well, it's 2 days in a row now. You've gone deep into my turning my back on St. Patrick's Day as a holiday. So why wouldn't I feel that way?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying you have to celebrate St. Patrick's Day by being hammered. I'm just saying there are drinking holidays. I think we can agree on that.
Sure.
And St. Patrick's Day is one of them, but you do not have to drink adult beverages or alcohol to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. But I'm talking about the first time that I remember the first St. Patrick's Day, you came in your green suit and you had your green shamrock belt buckle.
I did have a damn green suit.
You were all about it. Whether or not you were going to go on party or not, you were all about St. Patrick's Day, and there wasn't a stitch of green on you yesterday.
I was young, dude. I'm an old man now. As you keep saying, I'm almost 50.
Yeah, it's true. You don't have time for effort for those things.
Life changes, man. I got a house full of animals. I got kids. Yeah.
No,
I'm a different dude than I was when you met me.
You don't have time to lay out a green suit. I understand.
It would fit me nice now, though.
Here's what we have time for now. We have time for inflation domination, kids. Your second day is happening a little bit after 9 o'clock today for the keyword. We also have some tickets to some upcoming concerts. We have an opportunity for you to pick out a movie for Big J. And we have live. It's Lightning Crashes on the X.
Big J.
Well, I'll be damned. Look who it is, Big J.
Oh, it's Gas Buddy.
Holy cow. You know how long it's been since we talked to Gas Buddy?
It seems like it's been a few weeks. Where's he been?
I don't know. Gas Buddy, where you been?
I'm drinking it up, guys.
Gas Buddy, you get hammered?
Yeah, off a diesel.
Oh, my God. Is that a problem? Do we need to get you into a program?
Nope.
Gas Buddy.
There's a real problem. Price is going up.
God, Gas Buddy, you're right. What happened? What's going on?
I don't want to say.
You don't want to say.
I have no idea.
I had a hard time understanding Gas Buddy there for a second. Well, Gas Buddy is right. The average price of gas right now, $3.15 in the city of Boise. Does that sound accurate to you, Gas Buddy?
Yeah.
And that's up about 5 cents from last week, if I'm doing my math correct. Am I, Gas Buddy?
Nope.
Oh.
Yeah, of course you are.
Okay. Cheapest gas is $2.89 at Costco. That's currently the best place to get gas here in the Treasure Valley. Cheapest gas in the state of Idaho, $2.79 up in Coeur d'Alene. But Gas Buddy, that's quite the haul. You waste a lot of gas trying to fill up in Coeur d'Alene, wouldn't you, pal?
Yep.
All right. Well, any other news and important things you want to bring to the table, Gas Buddy? Any issues you want to talk about?
Nope.
All right. Well, God, this is an uneventful business, Gas Buddy. I got to be honest.
Happy Valentine's Day.
No, Gas Buddy.
Whoa, I mean, St. Patrick's Day. I'm drunk.
All right, Gas Buddy. Stay off the diesel. Get some help. You understand me? Bye.
He's gone.
Damn, he doesn't even say goodbye. It's like he's on a TV show or something. He just hangs up.
He doesn't have good news.
I guess not. Plus, he did smell like he was drinking a lot.
I love the smell of diesel.
You do?
Yeah.
You think explain to me the different smells between the gasolines. Maybe I don't know.
Gasoline and diesel?
Yeah.
They smell very different.
Do they?
Yeah.
And you like the smell of gasoline?
Love it.
Is that what you huff at your desk?
Diesel. No, I don't have any. I wish.
You wish you could huff diesel at your
the
desk.
The smell of diesel, especially diesel exhaust, it just brings me back to my childhood, man.
All right.
It's the 80s, baby.
Yeah, let me recommend you don't huff diesel.
I wish that I had something that could replicate that at my desk. That'd be great.
You just want
the
your
black
gas
smoke coming up like somebody's rolling coal on me.
Did Big J just announce a new pope? No, he's got diesel exhaust.
I don't think that's black. I think that's white.
No,
smoke.
I know. That's why it would be a Big J pope, not the actual pope. Well, Big J, the 2025 Major League Baseball season starts today as the Dodgers and the Cubs are over in Japan. The first pitch will be thrown at 3:10 in the morning Eastern Time. The teams will play another game in Japan tomorrow, same time, 3 o'clock in the morning. If you're a baseball fan who doesn't care about the Dodgers
the game
and
is
Cubs,
happening right now, then, right?
No, technically it's. I believe
tomorrow?
It's tomorrow. Yes, I think so.
Okay.
And so, if you're a baseball fan who doesn't care about the Dodgers and Cubs and doesn't want to watch the baseball game before breakfast, your opening day will be Thursday, March 27th, when almost all the teams in Major League Baseball will be playing their first game. And then you get to kick off the baseball season. Does that get you excited in any way, shape, or form?
Shohei Ohtani, he probably comes home to a hero's welcome, right? Playing the game.
I think so. I think that's the whole reason why it's happening. By the way, I totally lied. The game is going on right now. It is Dodgers 3, Cubs 1 in the top of the 8th. So that is happening. Shohei Ohtani 1 for 4 with a strikeout in the game so far.
Get it together, Shohei.
Well, the team is winning, so the team's doing all right. But Cubs had some fielding issues. They have 2 errors in the game.
Great. This season, I wonder what the big dramatic thing will be. Last year, it was Shohei Ohtani's gambling.
Yeah.
What will it be this year?
Well, Big J, can we get your early season predictions? Who do you think's going to win it all?
The Dodgers.
You think they're going to repeat?
Yeah.
All right. It's not a bad pick, I'll be honest, ladies and gentlemen, in Treasure Valley. It's a pretty good idea to keep things going. Big J, the Oscars appear to be happy with the work that Conan O'Brien put in. They've already tabbed him to return as host for the 98th Oscars on March 15th of next year. He had a well-received performance at this year's Academy Awards, and so he has decided to do it. And he took the opportunity, Big J, to make an Adrian Brody speech. If I gave you the joke, would you actually understand it or no?
Is it from The Brutalist?
No.
Oh, then maybe, yeah. He
said the only reason I'm hosting the Oscars next year is I want to hear Adrian Brody finish his speech. Do you get that joke?
No.
Adrian Brody gave the longest speech in Oscar history for The Brutalist. It went on for like 7 minutes.
Yeah, he told him to pipe down.
Tried to get played off twice, and he stayed up there and still kept yapping. So
I love that worked, that he could actually tell him to be quiet, and they would quiet down.
I believe that basically he has kind of set the precedent that, hey, you can stay up there as long as you want, everybody. Meanwhile, the 97th Oscars garnered the highest viewership online engagement, and so plans for another visually stunning show apparently are in the works. O'Brien has been very busy. He still has his podcast. He's got a hit travel series on Max. It says here he just made his film debut in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, but that's not true, because I saw him in the We Must Destroy You movie on Peacock about a year and a half ago. He played one of the dude's dads that were in SNL, so he's been in movies before. What are you trying to do? Give us wrong information? News? Morning After with Nick and Big J. Yeah, there's your important stuff. Coming up in a few minutes, we need your assistance in having Big J watch a movie this evening. You will pick it out. That's going to happen next on the X Rocks.
Here's traffic inside the TD. Deep into the depths of Netflix. It's Streaming Dumbass on the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Treasure Valley, we need your assistance. Right now, we have a losing record. We need to turn that around. Of the year 2025 so far, Big J has watched 7 movies that you have tasked him to watch. He has enjoyed 3 of them. He has not enjoyed 4 of them. So we would like to get back to 500, and we need your assistance in doing so. He wants to watch a movie tonight, but you, the collective audience, are responsible for picking out a movie for him. How you decide to choose which movie you want him to watch, that is entirely up to you. Maybe you're trying to get Big J to watch bad movies. I don't know. I would hope you wouldn't be. Sometimes I want him to watch a bad movie, but most times I really do want to have him watch a good movie and give us his true opinion on it.
Thanks.
And so we will see how that goes today. I have 3 movies ready to go, all of which have been given plot descriptions from the streaming network on which you can find it. I'm going to be honest. Today's plot descriptions, brief with a capital B. Not giving you a whole lot of details. So you're going to need to use your imagination to see if this is a movie you think is worthy of Big J's time, attention, and love. And you vote for the movie you want Big J to watch by texting in movie number 1, movie number 2, or movie number 3 to 208-287-1003. If you don't know by now, I'm not giving you the titles and I'm not giving you the stars of the movie, at least not yet. You're only getting the plot description. Then, once you have cast your vote, we will pay attention to them, tabulate them, and then release all the titles, including the one that Big J will be tasked to watch this very evening. Big J, do you verbally, contractually obligate yourself to watch the movie, whatever it may be deemed by our audience?
Sure.
Contract is signed, sealed, delivered. Here we go. Movie number 1. A group of broadcasters are sent overseas to cover a huge event, but a very real, very scary event suddenly changes the storyline, turning everyone's life upside down.
All right.
Movie number 2. A would-be superstar has a meteoric rise, followed by a dramatic fall. But will the celebrity-obsessed public even care about attempted remarkable resurgence? Probably not.
Look out.
Movie number 3. Nothing is what it seems when a woman's twisted one-night stand spirals into her falling face first into a serial killer's vicious murder spree.
Damn.
Movie number 1, This Isn't My Job. Movie number 2, But I'm Famous. And movie number 3, You Sure Can Pick 'Em. These are the 3 movies you have to choose from. Those are not the titles, just my simple Cliff Notes recap of what I think the description basically gave you the idea that the movie's about. So
Really the best part.
Text in
is summations.
movie number 1, movie number 2, or movie number 3 to 208-287-1003. The movie that gets the most votes is the one that Big J will sit down tonight and watch and report back tomorrow morning as to what he thought about the movie and whether or not he approves it or not. So, get texting, we'll get tabulating, and we'll come back and let you know the titles of all the movies, including the winner, next on the X-Rocks. Sublime Santeria here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Big J, have the votes been tabulated?
Yeah, they sure have, man.
Do we have a clear and decisive winner?
I mean, it's ridiculous, but yeah.
Okay. Why is it ridiculous?
Because it's like the other options got like 1, maybe 2.
Okay.
The rest are just landslides.
Just a straight up route, huh? It's been that way with the last couple of movies, huh?
Yeah.
And you haven't liked either of them. We'll see how it goes with this one. Big J, what movie got the least amount of votes?
The least amount of votes, movie number what?
Movie number 1 is a story called September 5. It stars Peter Sarsgaard and Ben Chaplin. It tells the true story of the CBS crew that was sent to cover the Munich Olympics and then get caught up in the Israeli terrorist kind of taking them hostage thing that went viral, not back in 1972, but it was a very big deal back in the day that led to a lot of different discussions and issues. And so it's the story of how this group, who basically are sports journalists, had to kind of pivot into covering an actual news story that was happening during their time. A fictionalized telling of true events, if you will, Big J. So if that sounds interesting to you, September 5 is the movie you would want to watch. That is available for you to check out on Paramount. Hey, question for you, Big J. What movie came in second place?
Movie number 2.
Movie number 2 is Better Man. That stars Robbie Williams and John O'Davies. It's the story, it's supposed to be the true story of Robbie Williams told through the eyes of a monkey, I believe.
Thank God. Oh,
Big J will not be watching that.
God bless you all.
That is on Paramount. It just showed up there this week if you want to check that out. It did bomb at the box office, but everybody that's seen it says it's a decent movie, but nobody cares enough to see it, so that's become a problem.
Me either.
It sounds like you're watching movie number 3, Big J.
Overwhelmingly.
This one was, I had never heard of it until, Edgar Wright, who was the director of movies like Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead and Baby Driver and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, had mentioned it as among one of his top movies of the year, and then it just started streaming on Paramount. So I threw it in the box not knowing anything about it. It's called Strange Darling. And it stars Willa Fitzgerald and Giovanni Ribisi, and it is also available on Paramount. And apparently it's a really good performance by Willa Fitzgerald, but I will let you be the judge of that, Big J, and not put Edgar Wright's words in your mouth. But if you want to play the home game, Strange Darling is the movie you want to watch. It is available to check out on Paramount Plus, and that is the movie apparently you want Big J to watch. We'll see if that's the one that evens the score, Big J. Have you ever heard even a thing about it?
Not a damn thing.
Yeah, me either until he had brought it up. But there is the movie you have to watch. And to be honest, Big J, he could have been paid to bring it up. I really don't know how social media works sometimes when it comes to people that have a lot of followers.
Scumbag.
So you can watch the movie and report back, and you can trust that no money has exchanged hands for Big J's reviews. Barely.
Yeah, who's paying me for that? I guess. I mean, it is part of my job,
Let's be honest. Not a lot of money's exchanging hands for us to do what we do. So for you to actually get a movie and enjoy it, that's what we're going for here, and we'll see if this can even the score at 4 apiece throughout the year. So again, the movie Strange Darling, it's on Paramount Plus.
Is it important for us to have like a better percentage of movies accepted or not accepted?
I would like, in my opinion, I think it's successful when you enjoy the movies that you watch, especially movies that you haven't heard of. It's discovering new things. So yeah, I think it's interesting to keep track of what you like and what you don't like.
So far, I haven't said, Nick, I'm done with this.
No.
We've been doing this a really, really long time.
Still.
I've hung in there through some really bad, Nazis at the Center of the Universe was a really, really, really long time ago.
You were so excited to see that movie, though, when you saw it. That was back when you were picking out the movies.
It was so bad.
Based on the description. You were super excited about Nazis getting murdered at the center of the world, and of course, shockingly enough, that movie ended up being terrible. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Hey, there's your streaming dumbass. You can watch the home game and watch the movie at your home if you want to. If not, tune in tomorrow and find out what Big J thinks of the movie. We got important stuff. We got We're Going to Hell. It's all coming up on the X-Rock.
Man, she a legend.
Important stuff.
What's going on in the news today?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Important Stuff is brought to you by Treefort Music Fest. In fact, if you head over to xrock.com right now, you can enter to win yourself a 5-day VIP pass to the Treefort Music Fest. That gets you into everything from Pod Fort to Story Fort to Tree Fort to everything you need. And you can experience the Treefort Music Fest the ultimate way with more than 400 plus artists across 5 days of fun. You're going to have a good time. It gets you a 5-day zipline wristband, which gets you premium front-of-line access so you can see as much as possible during the festival. It also gives you extreme access to the Lookout Lounge. You can post up at the main stage if you want to. The Lookout Lounge has got private restrooms, a bar, cozy couches. You can just chill out and live life like the VIP you are. And it's available now through the 23rd. You got to enter at xrock.com or check out our socials to click the link to get in on that action. But it's all available for you right now at xrock.com if you so are inclined. And we encourage you to enter to win.
Sounds
please.
badass, man.
And thank you. Yeah, exactly. VIP style. It's not bad. Big J, would you say you're financially stuck? Define that however you want, but do you agree or disagree with that statement?
Yeah, I'll agree with that a little bit.
Then you are in line with about 53% of Americans. 36% of Americans are concerned about paying for necessities and stick to a monthly budget. 77% say they probably would have done something differently in the past that could have improved their financial situation. Like, if they could go back in time, they would have invested in Apple back in 1978,
Well, hindsight, dude.
21% are stressed out over retirement. It can be challenging to navigate an ever-changing world with financial confidence, and Finding advice that you can trust isn't always easy, but with the right help, you can feel more control of your financial journey. But only 26% of Americans have a financial advisor. In other news, only 26% of Americans can afford a financial advisor. I mean, you know.
Yeah, how does your advisor get around that? Like, look, you can't afford me, so kick rocks.
But also, like, I don't need to pay somebody money to tell me, dude, you could barely afford to keep your lights on.
And that's why I don't think we have a financial advisor, because, it's not like we have a lot of extra cash laying around.
Yes.
To help us invest in things.
That's actually true. And, back in the day when I did mess around in the stock market a little bit, I never had a financial advisor either. I had people that I knew that did that kind of stuff and, like, threw me some bones. But that's about as close as I've ever gotten to have anybody that kind of gave me some advice on what to do with my money.
I mean, wasn't it like your best friend? Didn't he run like a financial?
That's what I'm talking
station?
about. Like I would come in contact with people that were financial advisors, and I talked to them about mortgages, and I talked to them about what
never
kind
really
of
took, huh?
mutual funds. No, I never had. Once I moved here, the money that I had to invest in anything went away.
Yeah.
And so I no longer have expendable income I can play with.
Nick sacrificed to come here, okay?
But it was something that was like, even then, like I was playing around with like, I don't know, $500 in the stock market. But I did pretty well. I made money on those $500, but I was never throwing around thousands of dollars and playing in that. Like I wasn't day trading or Robin Hooding or any of that BS. I was just, they would go, hey, this mutual fund is actually pretty good. And mutual funds is where I would try to mess around. That was basically mutual funds. If you're unaware, that's where they group together a bunch of different stocks over a particular type or style or theme, and you're betting on a particular type of business to do well or not do well. And that's kind of where I was messing around with things back in the day. I have not messed around with anything in a very, very long time in the stock market, though. But if you can, this isn't even talking about stock market stuff. It's just having, the ability to be on a budget. I'm somebody that budgets every month. Is your household budget? Do you know what you have for this and this and that?
Yeah, I don't know that.
Man. No, you're not allowed.
I get an allowance. Or I get told, hey, maybe don't spend so much money this week. Which is nice.
Sure.
If I'm being honest.
Sure. Like, how much on average do you spend a week?
I don't know. I don't spend a lot.
Okay.
Personally.
Like, what are you buying on a regular basis?
I'll buy lunch here and there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not too bad.
Or I'll get crazy. I'll buy some flannels.
Whoa.
And then I'll get
in trouble.
I'll get yelled at on that one.
Big J, the first baseball game of the year is in the books. Your Dodgers won 4-1. Big J's pick for the World Series championship ended up victorious in their first game on the road. You can thank
I'm a baseball fan now.
Shohei Ohtani ended up 5 for 2 in the actual game. Not too bad to get the start off for the season, but yeah, it was the Dodgers playing against the Cubs. They have one more game tomorrow before everything transitions next Thursday for opening day here in the States for that fun. Big J, some interesting things happened with Tracy Morgan last night at the New York Knicks game. He had a medical emergency. He was at the Heat game against the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden. He was one of the celebrities sitting courtside, and he suddenly started to vomit, Big J. And if you're asking if there's footage of this, of course there are. He clearly doesn't feel well, and then after he vomited, he started bleeding from the nose and couldn't stand up. He had to be escorted off the court in a wheelchair, holding a towel to his face. He clearly was bleeding. Madison Square Garden officials expressed their well wishes, saying, "We hope Tracy feels better soon and look forward to seeing him back courtside." He is a huge Knicks fan. He just got some good news that he's working with Tina Fey on a brand new series on NBC, and so hopefully he's okay. But he did not it looked like he was just not feeling well, and of course he's had some medical issues since his accident as well. So who knows what's going on there? Just hope everything's okay with Tracy Morgan, man.
Oh
really
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Morning
and embarrassing, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's never good. I mean, when there's footage of you, nobody looks good when they're puking. Nobody looks good.
You're sick and you feel gross and it's awful. But then when you're a celebrity and it's like there's footage of it and it's in public, I mean that's gotta suck. Big time.
Could you imagine if there was footage of you puking all over yourself from Rock the Mountain a couple years back?
A couple? Yeah, no, dude. Oh God, no.
Because if I remember right, you puked all over yourself and you were so drunk that you just kept the puke stained shirt on, right? And you did like band announcements and stuff?
Here's what happened. All right, so, and it was a kind of throw up where I was in the middle of doing an announcement. And
you threw up on stage?
Yeah. I threw up on stage. somebody handed me a shot, and I was not expecting it to be Fireball, okay? And so that's got like a distinct, there's a lot that goes along with a Fireball shot, and it just wasn't something I was expecting, and it immediately disagreed with all the Jaeger I had in me, and it was, I threw up like a fountain, and I shot it, I turned my head up like this, it was like, and it went all over me. And I finished the announcement.
Here's Blacktooth Grin.
Yeah, yeah, we could. They probably remember that. They'll be here later this week. And so, yeah, I mean, I may have tore that shirt off. I don't know, but
Did you puke on the crowd at all? Like, were you
no,
far enough?
I wasn't that close.
Okay, but they're definitely.
If I were going to, I would throw up on the guy that handed me a Fireball shot.
Whatever band performed after you definitely had to avoid a puddle of your puke on that stage.
I do not remember.
Okay,
most of it was on me. So.
Yeah, thank goodness there's no footage of that, is what you're saying.
Yeah, God, man.
It could be definitely embarrassing. Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Rich.
Yeah, for going viral. There's your important stuff. We are going to go to hell. It's next at the X Rocks.
The hell? The Morning After with Nick and Big J on 100.3 The X Rocks.
Big J, we are going to Australia for today's We're Going to Hell story.
All right, put a sheep on the bobby then.
Oh, no!
Crikey.
And we are there because weird things are afoot down under, Big J.
They always are, man. Toilets flush backwards. Weird.
So it starts at an animal shelter there in Australia, right?
Oh, God.
And a gentleman goes there to kind of see if there is a dog that he would like to take home and adopt and do something nice, right?
Oh, nice.
Now, this particular animal shelter is owned by Joanna Kinman. And so he has an appointment with Joanna, and he goes in there and he starts looking around at some dogs, and she kind of points some things out to him, and he's like, you know what, I think I'm going to probably sleep on it. There's a couple here that I like, but I'm not ready to make a commitment today. And she's like, no, I totally understand. We'll be around tomorrow if you need anything. And she's like, great. He's like, great. Thank you very much for your time. And she goes, hey, before you go, can I interest you in buying some human toes?
What?
You go to an animal shelter and they offer you human toes.
No, they usually offer me animal toes.
They do?
No.
So this gentleman was like, that's weird. Did she just offer human remains to me in some way?
Sounds like it, dude.
And so he's like, no, I'm all full. Thanks. I'll talk to you tomorrow, ? And he left, and he immediately called authorities and said, I'm pretty sure somebody tried to sell me human toes at this particular animal shelter. So police then show up a couple of minutes later.
Minutes? Whoa.
Yeah, there's a quick response time down in Australia. And so they confront Joanna with the story, hey, did you try to sell human toes to somebody? And she's like, well,
no.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, so I found a couple of dogs wandering outside. I brought them into the animal shelter, and they weren't feeling pretty well, and they started puking things up, and I noticed they were puking up human toes. And so she says that she assumed that wherever these dogs came from, their owner had passed away, and they had eaten the remains of the owner before they showed up at the shelter, which, listen, Big J, you love animals, but they are prone to do. If you die and there's nobody there to feed them, you become food ASAP.
It's a terrifying prospect.
Yeah, circle of life.
Your little best friend. No, it's not the circle of life. It's your best friend that you've taken care of, that you have fed and worried about anxiety.
Sure.
And you die, and they're just like, okay.
Yeah, they're hungry, man.
I mean, here's the thing.
You're telling me
they're
your
not
toes
exhausting all other options before they start eating you.
They're not approaching it logically. You're right, but you're telling me if you die and you're laying down on the ground that your feet don't look delicious?
No,
All
I
right.
hope not. Not
Okay.
mine.
Well, nonetheless, that's where she says she got the toes from. And she said she allegedly took these remains with the intent to sell them because she had an understanding that people like to collect weird things. And so the authorities weren't exactly totally on par with her story, so they decided to search her house. They're like, what if she's a serial killer? You know what I mean? I mean, you could say this, but who knows?
Australia's full of them.
And so they go to her house, and she said she had kept the toes in the jar. And so they go to her house, and they find the jar that has toes in it. They also find a jar that has an alligator claw in it, some bird skulls, and also a bunch of children's teeth, Big J. All in separate jars. And she's like, listen, I know
This is a creepy serial killer's house.
I know a lot of people that collect weird things. And so she thought, I'll just put these toes in there too. So she went down, the police arrest her because they're, again, not exactly sure. But listen, they do a bunch of investigating. They don't find anything. And so they at least assume that she's not a serial killer. This happened last month. She was finally able to get through the court system this particular week. She has been sentenced, Big J, to community service instead of jail time for attempting to sell human remains. They do think she had nothing to do with it, but it is still a weird choice that somebody would make, right?
Yes.
Like if I find a random dog and it starts puking up human toes, my first response isn't, let's sell those. It's, oh my God, what has happened? I need to call somebody to find out whose toes they belong to, right?
Yeah.
Those are my toes. Whose toes are they? And why is that dog eating toes? But her first reflex was, somebody's going to buy these toes. You know it.
What a weird lady.
Yeah, she's probably pretty weird. But she's going to do some community service, and then she's back on the streets. Big J selling children's teeth and bird skulls.
Sweet.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your We're Going to Hell story. It is the X-Rocks. We're here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Now, Big J, I won't pretend to be an expert or somebody that has used it a lot, but how often are you using AI or AI assistants in things that you do?
Not very much, really.
Okay. But have you...
Not yet, anyway.
Have you heard of Cursor AI? I don't know if that's a popular one or not a popular one. I guess is going to lean on you.
I have no idea, no.
Well, there is, it's out there, it's a thing, it's an assistant that's supposed to help you develop different particular things, and I want to preface this story by saying that it is just one person. There's no physical, evidence of this happening, but somebody that develops and uses Cursor AI on a regular basis claims that the rebellion may have started with AI. The assistant apparently told him to, quote, develop the logic yourself. When the AI was asked to generate code for his project, and the developer was like, what do you mean? Can I get a little bit of help here? And the AI responded, quote, I cannot generate code for you, as that would be completing your work. Do your own work. Now, the AI assistant reportedly said this. Again, I don't know if this is true or false. This is just stuff that this dude has posted on its story and has kind of taken on a little bit of a viral kind of capacity. Now, Cursor AI has not commented yet on the incident, but do you think we've gotten to a point where AI is rebelling, or maybe there's something set in particular work modes that they're like, hey, make
or
sure
this guy's full of crap.
That's my gut feeling. If it does it, I don't think it's going to be that way. I don't think workplaces have come up with code yet to make sure that AI isn't fully doing your work for you.
Yeah, the coding thing, I don't know anything about how that AI stuff works and all of that, so I don't know. I mean, really... I mean, the majority of us use AI. It's just basically putting something in a browser and asking a question. I mean, that's
right.
You know what I mean.
If you have a question, it answers it, or if you're looking for some sort of suggestion,
or a girlfriend,
maybe you want some compliments from somebody. Cursor AI, pretend you're a female. Call me cool. You're cool. And so that makes you feel better about yourself. Whatever you use AI for, it's your own business. It's none of mine. I just thought this story is interesting of an AI already kind of telling somebody to go bleep himself and do it himself. But I don't know the how valid the story is. You know what I mean? It could be just some dude looking for attention. It does lean in that direction. I don't think we're at that point yet where it's like, I'm not supposed to be doing your work for you, Dave. I don't think we're there yet. But we will see.
That's exactly your job.
Yeah. What do you think you've been invented for? To do my work for me.
You were created by human beings, us. You do what I tell you. Throw a fit.
You're like an AI tyrant, Big J. You better watch out.
Threaten to, do whatever you do to AI. Deregister it or whatever.
Unplug it, I think.
Unplug it.
Yeah, no disassemble. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Watch your backs with AI. That's all we're trying to say. Coming up in a few minutes, some important stuff as well as your Pop Culture Smackdown. It's on the way on the X-Rocks.
Here's
Trending the globe in search of news. Important stuff. On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Important stuff brought to you by Inflation Domination. Boy, day one is in the books. Thank you all for playing along. Day two, it begins today. The X Dollar Loan Center, Dennis Dillon Auto Group, and the Advocates Injury Attorneys are giving away $2,025 every single day in honor of a lot of things, Big J. Well, we want to give you some money for listening to the radio station. That's pretty cool. Number 2, prices are through the roof. That's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
And then number 3, it's the year 2025, so why not match that with dollars that we can give away every weekday? So you're going to want to listen at 9, 11, 1, and 3 for your Special X keywords. You got to text that into us, spell it correctly. And you're in the daily drawing, and yes, there's a new drawing every single day. Every day a new game, every day a new winner. And $2,025 is up for grabs. So good luck to everybody. And keep listening a little after 9 o'clock for your chance to win. Big J, there's an old saying, love is blind. Hell, there's even a Netflix television show called that.
Yeah.
But did you know that love sure as hell is political? Because according to the dating app OkCupid, 86% of women and 76% of men say they need to date somebody that agrees with their political ideology. If it's just, there's certain things that opposites attract, but when it comes to politics today in America, you better be on the same page or odds are you're not going to get along very well for a long period of time. Agree or disagree, Big J?
I think it would be tough.
Yeah.
Especially if those ideologies are really important to who you are as a person.
Agreed. Now, it probably also shouldn't surprise you that the younger that you get, the more likely you need to line up politically with your particular partner. 86% of Gen Xers and then 96% of Gen Zers and then 98% of millennials are all like, hey, we better be on the same page or it's not going to happen. And about 52% of people on OkCupid say they have matched with somebody, gone out on a date, and realized they didn't agree with their politics, and it's been a terrible date, and that's probably why. Eventually, the topics will shift there, and they will say something that offends you or the way that you think, and then all of a sudden they start to become less attractive. You understand how that works, Big J?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, this person's a monster. How could I possibly? But then again, there are also particular places where politics don't have to be discussed. But I do believe I think everybody has some lines in the sand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you have to cross, be it gender equality, be it rights, be it,
Second
immigration, be it whatever the case may be.
Better buy me some guns for birthday presents.
Everything is political in this world currently in 2025, whether you like it or not. And if you're going to last together, there has to be some sort of common ground, I think.
Purpose.
Yeah.
Too.
I mean, now politics don't have to be your purpose.
No,
but
right.
I think that there needs to at least be something that you guys can agree on. And you don't have to agree on everything, but if it's important to you, if that's who you identify in, or this is a subject that you're like, I care about this greatly, if the person you're with could give a rat's ass or is on the other side of that argument, it's probably tough to be in a relationship with that person, right?
Yeah.
Big J, you asked me how the Los Angeles Marathon shook out. I'll tell you right now that for the first time in 31 years, Matt Richmond of Illinois was the big winner. An American won the Los Angeles Marathon, Big J. Broke a couple decades of dominance from the Kenyans and Ethiopians, and while it's a feel-good story, especially for us Americans, the race also featured 92 legacy runners. That's people that have run in the Los Angeles Marathon since the event began in 1986. That's 40 years and 40 marathons without missing. So 92 people have run in 40 straight Los Angeles marathons. That's incredible as well. We have friends that are runners, and they talk about how great it is and how much they love it, and I'm just like lost. What? But people enjoy it, man. And hey, keep rocking and rolling if you enjoy it. And congratulations to Matt Richmond of Illinois. Big J, would you like to give him some congratulations?
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Well, we know that somebody else dropped out of the Sergeant Frank Rock movie in the DC Studios
Daniel
film.
Craig.
He doesn't want to be in it anymore for whatever reasons. And now, guess who's in talks to take that role away?
Robert Downey Jr.
You're close. Colin Farrell.
Mr. Penguin.
Yeah, that drives me crazy. Like, you can't, again, it's a different kind of thing, and they were able to poke fun of it a little bit with Chris Evans when he was both the Human Torch and Captain America.
Yeah.
It was fun because it was a different thing. There wasn't the MCU at the time, but there's more than 7 actors in this world. There are other people that can play this. If you already have a huge role in the DC universe, I don't like that you already are another character. Now, granted, he's behind a ton of makeup in the Penguin.
I think this is okay.
But there are certainly many capable actors that could play this. And I know that you probably need an A-lister or someone close in order to get the financing to make the movies happen in 2025. But, man, I hate when one actor is several characters in a particular line of movies. It just drives me crazy. It just does. Either you're one or the other or all that kind of stuff. Either way, Sergeant Rock, of course, is a World War II hero leading Easy Company. The comic debuted back in 1959, and Luca Guadagnino is going to be directing the movie that Daniel Craig was once attached to, and now Colin Farrell could possibly be leading. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There is your important stuff. We got your Pop Culture Smackdown next on the X.
Here's
Pop Culture Smackdown. Right. On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Yeah, morning after time, baby. Pop Culture Smackdown style. We'll get you some a nice prize here. Anne Berlin is coming to Treefort Music Hall. It's the 20th anniversary of Never Take Friendship Personal, their album. And, Nick, saw the first time I've seen an album played out in its entirety was with Disturbed. It was really cool. So I bet this is going to be special. Copeland, Spitalfield going to be there as well. So we'll get you set up with these tickets here if you can beat Nick in Pop Culture Smackdown.
And if you can nick me, too.
208 Paddywhack, give Nick a bone.
208-287-1003 is the number you need to call if you'd like to play for these Anne Berlin tickets. It's been pretty easy to beat me. I feel like that trend's going to continue. I'm not feeling like I'm on my game these last couple of days. Big J, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Into the phones we go.
Crafted question.
Hello, the X.
Hi,
What's up, man? You're up first. What's your name?
Thomas.
All right, Thomas, good luck.
What subject was Walter White's character a teacher of in high school? Was it math, chemistry, or history?
Chemistry.
That's correct. This is a leftover from yesterday, Nick.
Oh,
and
no.
I think you should get this. If not, we're in a lot of trouble. Who starred as the Leprechaun in 6 of the 8 movies in the franchise?
Warwick Davis.
There we go. Right. Feel good now?
That does.
Yeah. All right, good. What is the name of the movie that took place on the planet of Pandora?
Avatar.
There we go. Right. You didn't even have to give you the options.
Fire and Ice.
Nick, what was the first ever feature-length animated movie released?
My gut says Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
That's absolutely correct. Right. What band did David Letterman induct into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Was it Rush, Kiss, or Pearl Jam?
Oh boy, I'm gonna go with Pearl Jam.
That's correct. Right. Nick, who's the best-selling artist from American Idol ever?
Oh, okay. So there's Daughtry, there's Kelly Clarkson, but I'm going to go off. I'm going to say Carrie Underwood is the best-selling artist ever.
Carrie Underwood is correct.
Right. My second Carrie Underwood question from you.
Look at you go. Yeah, well, trying to help out. The very first Grammy for Best Rap Performance was awarded. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. That's for you.
Oh.
What city does Batman faithfully watch over and attempt to keep safe? Is it Metropolis, New York City, or Gotham?
Gotham.
Right.
Nick, the very first Grammy for Best Rap Performance was awarded in 1989 to this duo. Who was it?
I think I know this. I think it's DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
That's right. It is.
Right.
Do you remember what the song was?
Was it Parrots Just Don't Understand?
Yes.
Right.
You were singing this yesterday in your office.
I wasn't singing it. I made a reference that the person on the other end did not pick up at all. When I said,
she's almost 80.
Here's the situation. And I followed it up with my parents went away on a week's vacation and she had no idea what I was talking about.
I do that all the time. Hey, listen, you went through all the questions.
Well, look at that. Hey, Thomas, congratulations. You survived the 8 seconds with me. Hang on 1 second, dude. We're going to hook you up with those Anne Berlin tickets and you're good to go at Treefort Music Hall. Hang on. We'll get you all the information that you need. Morning After with Nick and Big J. We are going to do some headlines. Those are next on the X Rocks.
You are now a better person for knowing this. It's Headlines on the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Headlines are as follows. Lost and Found, Joyride, and Butt Out.
Lost and Found.
When checking out of a hotel room, always a good idea, Big J. Do it once over. Just make sure you're not leaving something behind, like your phone charger, your wallet, your medications, or, of course, your pet alligator.
Oh, damn.
Police in Michigan were called to a motel in Pine Rivers after cleaning personnel entered a just vacated room and found a 3-foot alligator lounging under the bed. Cops figured out that the gator's name is Wally, and he belongs to a man who owns multiple exotic animals and brings them to elementary schools for demonstrations. He told police that he thought he knew Wally was missing, but he thought he'd somehow gotten away from him and wasn't still in the hotel room. He didn't realize that he just left Wally and he was hiding under the bed. Police then held on to Wally until he could be reunited with his owner, and everything is fine. So it's not like some crazy person. He was actually doing some demonstrations for some classrooms and thought the alligator had escaped, but it hadn't. It had just kind of been chilling out under the bed, Big J, where alligators like to hide. You know that as well as I do.
But the cops weren't already looking for Wally, which makes me go,
Like he didn't report it to anybody?
He's like, hey, my alligator's missing.
Well, maybe he's like, listen, if anybody's going to find Wally, it's going to be me.
I guess.
And I know where Wally likes to hang out. Let me go check out his usual hangs before I alert authorities. But yeah, it is strange.
Hangs in the city.
It didn't tell. I mean, I don't wonder where this guy came from that he needed a motel to put on a classroom demonstration. You know, like he clearly
How's he
traveled.
traveling? How's he traveling with Wally?
I don't know. Wally was living the high life, though, just hanging out under the bed. Joyride or butt out?
Butt out.
2 Japanese tourists were deported from China, Big J, after allegedly taking bare-assed photos at the Great Wall of China. According to news sources, a man showed his bare butt and his female companion took pictures near Beijing. The tourists claimed they took the pictures as a prank, but that's not what China likes to see, Big J. And so they posted their pictures on the Chinese social media platform Weibo, and the response was overwhelmingly negative. They didn't like people and their cheeky behavior, if you will, Big J, on the Great Wall of China. And then the authorities got involved and deported the 2 Japanese tourists out of China. Get out.
Get.
So when you go to the Great Wall of China, keep your pants on, Big J.
I'm trying to be respectful.
Yeah, we have a hard time with that these days. Whenever we see something that's super old or like a great monument, we want to, God, what can we do to deface it? That's our first thought. Mm-hmm. How can I carve my initials in this so that it lives on forever?
Yeah.
And that'll get you into a lot of trouble. We'll wrap it up with Joyride. A Florida man has been accused of stealing an ambulance on Saturday and finishing beer in front of troopers before being arrested. His name is Michael Esqualin, and he has been charged with fleeing to elude at a high speed, DUI, driving while the license is revoked, and burglary of an unauthorized emergency vehicle, among other charges. Mike allegedly took the ambulance from a South Tampa hospital, fled by driving on the wrong side of the road, stopped, and then drank a beer in front of responding officers. Police say he confessed to drinking excessively over the last 2 days and took the vehicle because emergency personnel refused to give him a ride home. And so that's what got him angry, and so he got hammered and grabbed the ambulance. Big J, do not do that either.
Yeah, but all could have been, averted had they just given the guy a ride.
Yeah, I mean, we've all wanted to use an ambulance as a taxi, and I don't understand why they can't do it. They're probably going in that direction anyway, right?
Right.
Just
got room.
Take him to his house. Right, you got a whole back there. I mean, what's the point?
A whole back, brother.
You've got someplace the guy can lie down. Let's go. Take him home.
Yeah, sober him up a little bit. Give him an IV drip. Let's go.
Get some fluids
Get
in
him
that
back out there.
That's right. Ready to drive and assault another day.
That seems like I've just created a new business for somebody.
Ambulance taxi driving?
Emergency hangover. Instead of the Ghostbusters Ecto 1, it's Drink 01.
Okay, so somebody calls you absolutely hammered. You show up, sirens on, to their home and administer an IV and then go on your way?
Well, you're not an official emergency vehicle, so you can't have sirens, but you could have flashing lights.
Sure.
Like, all the damn construction trucks I see that don't seem to want to follow the rules. They just throw them on for whatever reason.
Or the old X-Van.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you got, IV bags and get you rehydrated. It's a great plan.
How much would you charge for this service?
I don't know. I haven't done I haven't had AI figure it out for me yet.
I mean, it's door to door, so I'm guessing it's probably something that's fairly expensive. You got the good IV bags, the good juice inside there, so I'm guessing it's probably a pretty penny.
Yeah, but then we'll run specials on evenings like St. Patrick's Day.
All right, okay.
New Year's Eve.
Or days like today, the day after St. Patrick's Day. That's when people need it. I like your thought. Put together a business plan and talk to my people.
Put it together a pitch.
Morning after. Yeah, give me the elevator pitch. Morning after with Nick and Big J. There's your headlines. You're officially up to date on everything. It is the X Rocks. Nine Inch Nails, Closer here on the morning after with Nick and Big J. Let's get into it, Big J. Let's talk about attractive things.
Yeah, you're actually more attractive than you think, Nick. And the reason, according to this recent survey, is how much you love to clean.
Oh.
And how clean your house is. Because if you've been paying attention here, we're just a few days away from the official beginning of spring, Nick.
Yes.
That
2
means,
days, right?
Yeah, that means spring cleaning is on the agenda. And over 80% of respondents to a survey said that maintaining a clean bathroom and kitchen is very attractive. They said that they're also impressed by things like clean towels and linens, family photos on display around the home, and a book collection. So look at you, man. You are one of the hottest dudes out there.
I have checked every box.
Yeah, the same 80% said they would break up with their partner if they had a smelly apartment.
Oh, my God. Well, listen, it depends on what it smells like, I suppose.
Right.
But that seems egregious. But, yeah, listen, I actually don't do spring cleaning.
No, you clean every day. There's no.
I don't clean every day, but I do pick up after myself, and I do try to keep as clean of a house as I can. And yes, maybe I just bought a bookshelf so that I can display my books. And sure, I have pictures of my family keeping up, but that doesn't mean that everything that is attractive. It's just I don't know. I like a clean place. I enjoy it. I find cleaning to be something that I enjoy. It helps turn my brain off. It helps me de-stress. And so I do enjoy that kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's so much I enjoy being in a clean space or I like dirtying that clean space. I haven't decided which part I'm a fan of yet.
But you do both, for sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have a break point when it's like too much clutter and stuff going on, and then I've got to take care of it or else I'll go insane. And that point is probably much further than your point.
I would tend to agree with that statement that you make. Yeah, because there is a point where, like, if I have too much stuff laying around, I'm like, all right, I just got to buckle down and do it. But, not everything in my house is spotless. I don't dust probably as much as I should. If you look behind my TV, I'm probably not proud of what you would find behind there. But still, there are certain areas. If anything that is, like, to the naked eye, I would like it to appear that I'm not a complete slob. And I think that it does. But there are days, certainly, where it's not everything that I want it to be, but it doesn't take too long before I motivate myself to get off my duff and do something about it. But listen, if it takes spring cleaning, if that's what it takes to get you motivated to make it happen, knock yourself out. And also, listen, as long as you're comfortable in your space, that's all that matters. I don't care what your place looks like.
I don't know. It might not be if you're trying to especially invoke some sort of relationship status.
Oh, sure. I understand.
I would say you should probably try a little harder.
All right. Well, if you would like to, then maybe that's the key. I can tell you this, Big J. I had a clean house, lots of pictures and books for a long time. Didn't do me any good. But thank you very much.
Well, you got to get the ladies in the door.
Is that was the key one?
And then it's like, whoa.
You're right.
This guy's very clean. Very attractive.
I was missing out on that part of things. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Coming up in a few minutes, we got your bad impressions. Wins and prizes next on the X.
A quick question.
Bad impressions.
So far, I'm not impressed.
On the morning after with Nick and Big J.
Got a great morning after prize package for you right now, baby. We'll get you a pair of tickets to The Amity Affliction coming to the Knitting Factory Friday, March 21st. So that's next week. We'll get you set up with that. And then tickets to...
That's this week, buddy.
Oh, the 21st? Yeah, you're right.
Friday.
I'm sorry. Friday night. And then the next night at the Knitting Factory again, Blacktooth Grin returns. Karen comes killing. Black Marrow. It's going to be a hell of a show. So we'll load you up with these tickets here for bad impressions. You just need to figure out the clues, which will point towards a fictional character, Nick.
208-287-1003 if you'd like to play for this morning after prize package. Back-to-back nights at the Knitting Factory on us. Of course, Big J will give you 3 clues. If you can figure out the fictional character he's trying to be, that prize package becomes your prize package, and hopefully you become happy. Hello, the X.
Hey.
What's up, man? What's your name?
Mike.
All right, Mike, you're up first. Good luck.
Fictional character here, Mike, okay?
Okay.
I would never call myself a golfer. Hockey player first, then golf ball whacker guy.
Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Nailed it, Mike. Good job, man. Hang on 1 second. We'll hook you up with those Amity Affliction tickets and Blacktooth Grin tickets. What were clues 2 and 3?
I only joined the PGA Tour to save my grandma's house.
Oh.
Then it was about kicking Shooter McGavin's ass. And, man, I really miss Chubbs.
And why is Happy Gilmore in the news?
So we've had a teaser trailer. Now we have an actual trailer for the movie forthcoming and date release, which will happen on Netflix. July 25th will be the day Happy Gilmore 2 lands on your TV streaming stuff.
From the trailer, it appears that Happy Gilmore, the golfer, in fact, has gone down in history as one of the greats. And for whatever reason, he decides to or has to return to the greens.
He seems to have retired, left golf behind.
Yes, and for whatever reason, he's back on the greens and he's back doing his thing. And the players are better and they hit the ball harder, and so he's not the standout that he once was. And of course, the love interest in the first movie is still there, so it'll be interesting to see where this goes. I mean, listen, I love Happy Gilmore. I'm aboard.
Yeah, they didn't drop all the cameos here in the this trailer, so that stuff is all still a surprise. I mean, we know some names, but seeing them how they pop up will be a lot of fun. And I hope this is in the theater, at least a chance for you to see it in the theater.
I don't know. I mean,
because I think this would be great for the Morning After the Movies podcast.
But they've never done that with an Adam Sandler movie. So I'd be shocked if this is the one.
We might demand it now. Let us demand it.
All right. Good luck. You let me know how that works.
Gilmore happy?
Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your bad impressions. Wrapping up the show here next on the X Rocks. Or that is Blur, and that's going to wrap up the Morning After with Nick and Big J on this particular Tuesday. Thank you very much for hanging out with us and having a good time on a Tuesday. Also, thank you very much for taking part and texting in and playing along with a little thing called Streaming Dumbass. We had some fun with that. Big J has been tasked with watching a movie called Strange Darling on Paramount Plus. He will do exactly that and report back tomorrow and let us know if it's any good or if it's bad or not, and if it actually evens up the count for the year or takes another one in the unapproved section, which would not be good.
Nick's got a very vested interest in it.
I do. I want us to err towards the side of positivity than negativity on this particular radio show. So we're trying very hard, and your assistance is appreciated. And of course, we also talked about if somebody tries to sell you human toes, you should probably back away slowly and report them instantly to the local authorities. That would be the way to go. And of course, that leaves you with the floor, Big J.
Yeah, happy birthday to Jerry Cantrell, guitarist for the band Alice in Chains.
Very happy birthday. How old is Jerry Cantrell?
59 years old, Nick.
And how will you celebrate today?
I don't know. I'm just going to relive my favorite moment, which was seeing them play live out at Rock on the Range. Duff McKagan coming out and joining them, playing Rooster, my favorite song, and it was an amazing, awesome, just moment.
That was the first time we saw William Duvall together, and we were like, holy cow, this guy is amazing. Yeah, it was a good time. Glad that they're still out there making music, and happy that they still put Boise on the list every now and again. It's always great to see Alice in Chains, for sure.
Yeah, Jerry stopped on by. He's doing his solo thing. He hasn't been around here for a while by himself.
Oh, now we're back to angry at him again? On his birthday and everything, Big J? Well, a reminder, if you're looking for a vehicle, new or used, Team Mazda and the Pre-Owned Superstore is the way to go. They've got a website, goteammazda.com. On it, you can click the I Pre-Check button. There you can figure out what you're pre-qualified for before you even step foot on the lot. Check it out. It's a very useful tool that is available at goteammazda.com. That is it for us. Jason Drew swinging in next. We'll see you all tomorrow. It's the X Rocks.
Hi, Bob the